Hello, today we're going to be making lamb chops with cooked potatoes and steamed broccoli and carrots. And these are the ingredients we have. We have a 1/4 teaspoon of oregano, black pepper, salt, and we have 3 cloves of garlic, 1 whole pepper, an onion, broccoli and baby carrots. It can be fresh or frozen. We have 1 pound of potatoes, one lime cut in half, and 4 lamb chops. The first thing that we're going to do is to prepare the meat for marinating. Alright, the first step is to take these limes and to squeeze them onto the lamb chops. So you just put them in like this and you squeeze like this. And then you do that to the other one too. Okay, so now that we're here, we're going to add all these ingredients into the meat. First, we're going to start with salt. Then the black pepper. Then the oregano. And finally, the cloves of garlic. But first you have to use this to squeeze them out into tiny pieces. Like this. Each time. Then after that, you just keep mixing them around until it's all covered in each ingredient. Then you're gonna set them to marinate in the refrigerator for at least an hour to an hour and a half. But first you have to cover it with aluminum foil first. Like this. Alrighty, so I have done peeling most of the potatoes. I just have this little bit right here left on this last one. So do this. Now then, the next step is to cut the potatoes. we're going to cut them on the sides into circular discs, like so, like that, but thin, because if it isn't thin, then it becomes extremely hard to cook. It takes longer. Now that all the potatoes are fully sliced, we're going to be adding like the ingredients that are needed for the potatoes. So we have 2 teaspoons of olive oil, half a teaspoon of salt, and a 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper that we're going to add to here. And then after that, you mix it all extremely well. And then you add it to the pot over there, like so. First the black pepper, then the salt, and then the olive oil. Then you mix it around like crazy until it all looks evenly coated in the ingredients. Something like that. Alrighty. So, we have all these sliced potatoes with ingredients inside this pot, where you then pour them all in and let them cook in this 12-inch pan here. Non-stick too, actually. Make sure you get that, or else it's not going to work out too well for you. However, every so often you have to flip it whenever they turn brownish until they're all cooked on both sides. As you can see here, the potatoes are already starting to get pretty brown. I already turned it once, but you might have to turn it several times in order to get it all done. So while that's cooking, we're going to move on to the meat. So you might want to take out those lamb chops that you set aside earlier and keep them open like this. But first, we're going to add a little bit of oil onto the pan so that the meat doesn't stick. So then, we're going to just keep moving it around like this. Until it's like that. And then, we're going to add the lamb chops. Use a fork to point it in like this, so you can then add it onto the pan like this, without burning yourself. So you just do it for each one. And then you just let them cook until like they brown on one side. and then you flip them on the other side. Alrighty, now that we did that with the lamb chops, we're going to start flipping the potatoes again. Like this. To check to see if they're cooking. As you can see, they're really starting to get brown now. Okay, so now that the potatoes are almost done cooking, as you can see by here, they're nice and golden brown. So then we're going to move on. So now we're going to cut the onions so that way they can be added to the potatoes like this. So they're full of like these little rings here. And then you add them to this little bowl here. And then after that, you just keep cutting it like so. And just keep adding them like that. Now with this little bowl, we're going to add them to the potatoes like this. And then you take the spatula and then you mix it around like this, so the onions and the potatoes can cook together, because they taste better together. Now moving on to the meat, as you can see here, the lamb chops are pretty close to cooking. I flipped them around like a couple of times, as you can see, so that they can brown on both sides. And add water whenever necessary in the early process. So then we're just gonna flip them again like this. Okay, there. And then just keep doing it like that. Like that. And then you just cover it up like this. And then we just move on to steam the broccoli and the carrots. So now that all the other ingredients and foods are almost done cooking, we are now going to add the broccolis and the baby carrots into the steamer so they can start steaming, like so. So we're going to bring it over here to the stove, like that. And then we cover it up with the lid. And let them steam. Okay, so I already started cutting some of this red pepper here, as we're going to add it to the lamb chops as a garnish to make it look fancy. So you just take it like this and you just slice it like that and put it to the side like that. Do make sure to be careful with your fingers though. You don't want to cut them off. So now we're going to take all of these and add them to the lamb chops. Like this. And then you just let them simmer for a bit. As you can see here, the potatoes are looking really nice. And the onions are starting to brown a little bit. And if you look here, the broccoli and the baby carrots are starting to steam up real good. Okay, everyone, everything is done cooking, so you can see the broccoli and the baby carrots right there. And then you can see the really well done lamb chops with the peppers. And then you can see the golden brown potatoes with the onions. So now I'm going to plate them all together so you can see the final result. Take some of this. Like that. Okay, and then we move on to get, and then we grab one lamb chop, like that, and don't forget the peppers. That is if you want to. You don't have to, but it looks pretty good with them. Okay. Then, lastly, we grab the broccoli and the carrots. To make it all look good. So, as you can see, this is the final result. So, as you can see here, everything is melding together. So, I hope you like this if you do get to make it yourself. Bye.